Bed. Love.
Bed.
Bed.
Love.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Bed. Love. Beyond. Bed. Love. Beyond.
Welcome, listener. Welcome to Bed Love Beyond, episode 25. This is the...
Nothing. I was thinking about it all day, too. Still have nothing.
Welcome to Bed Love Beyond, the podcast for the hopeful and the hater in us to discuss sex, love, and whatever's clever with like-minded people like you who are also in limbo with love.
Like us.
I am one of your hosts, Martini, and the other host is...
Jennifer.
Yes, and this is episode 25. Well, thank you for listening to us on Podbean, iTunes, Pocket Casts, Stitcher, and...
Oh, Google Play Music.
Google Play Music.
Sorry, there was like a mosquito somewhere. I was just like, what's happening? I got dizzy.
This is episode 25, and it's called Oh My Lord, Religion and Relationships.
Jesus.
Yeah, oh, good one. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about this because I came up with this topic quite a while back because I had experience in it, but also just through just months of just, talking with Jennifer just about like life. She stumbled upon telling me this story about, a past relationship in her life.
We'll get into that eventually.
That had to do with like religion and stuff. And I'm like, oh snap, like that sounds like me, man. We should like do this for the podcast. And so now we're here. So we're gonna talk about it. But before we get into that, do you have any daily dish, or is there any daily dish?
Little bit.
Okay.
I saw my ex-boyfriend.
Oh, wait, which one?
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn, stand up.
Or sit down, whichever. It was weird. It was an unfortunate incident that I knew was going to happen eventually.
Right.
And we have mutual friends still, even though we like haven't spoken 6 years. And he kind of just popped up to where I was at to like say hi to her. And I saw him and I was just like cordial, even though I want to be like,
Right.
But that was nice. And then like I felt like a sense of like calmness come over me because I thought I was gonna be like, I don't know, not fangirling out, but just kind of like, I can't do this.
Right.
And I kind of just went outside and I was like, yo, I know who I am.
Right.
Like I didn't know who I was at 28.
Yeah.
Or 29, maybe not even 30, but I know who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, this is it. This is me. And I went outside and I said hi and asked a few, small talk questions, and it was awkward. We couldn't look at each other. I don't know why. Probably just because it's like 6 years of like animosity and everything else like built up, and then you just sit there and you're in front of the person and you just don't know what to say.
Right. I guess for the people who are listening or long-time listeners, Brooklyn has been peppered out throughout this podcast, and I really can't tell you which episodes to like listen back to, but pretty much back in the day he treated Jennifer like really bad, and she gave quite a few examples about how like, emotional abuse. He was in the emotional abuse episode.
Yeah, he had a moment at that.
Yeah, so
he wasn't hard. Like, never mind. There's no sugarcoating it. He wasn't a horrible person.
Right.
He was a good person, and him and I were like very, like, I don't know what the word is. Can't think of it today. But we're very like, we coincided well together, just not in a relationship.
Right. Yeah. Some people still say that you guys are kismet.
Yeah, that's the word.
Guys are possibly meant for each other, but bad business for each other as well. Fire
and gasoline.
Yeah.
That's what we are.
Yeah.
And I think we both know it, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's, like, an underlying thing that we know that we're, like, good. Like, we get along well. Like, we match well.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he falls into the same category as most of my exes. Like, you're not going to go to the end goal. So... thank you for the run. Have a good flight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So it was weird. Like, and at first, like, I was, like, kind of, like, all in my head about it. And I think I was, like, way too, like, I was kind of, like, freaking out. Like, I got in the car and I screamed. And she's like, are you okay? And she's like, he said it was awkward, too. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what he said. Like, I don't right now.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know what to feel, and I don't like that. I don't like not knowing how to feel, because I'm very like in control of my emotions these days, and I didn't know what to feel. I wasn't excited, I wasn't sad, I wasn't happy. I was just like, yo, that didn't just happen.
Right.
So I just tried to like focus on other things and like do other things. So, and today's fine. Like today, it didn't bother me. I didn't lose any sleep over it. I slept very well, and we're good. But I ran into him, and since he was like such a pivotal moment in my life, I kind of felt like it was necessary to share. But you too can see your ex-boyfriend and survive it.
Right. Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's the point of that story.
Yeah, yeah.
I just think that was part of it. It's just that I came from a place of like, I know who I am. I know where I've come from. I know where I'm going. I know what I've accomplished in the 6 years that we've been apart. And I'm good.
Yeah, it's a huge story arc pretty much cuz like you said, I don't want to say you were lost at 28, but
I was kind of lost.
okay, well, all right. Well, no.
I mean, I seemed like I know what I was doing, but in retrospect, I don't think I did.
Right. No, but I mean, you definitely changed from the person you were at 28 to what you are now. And for him to see that and even and because you don't even know the state that he's in as well.
Right.
So for you guys to meet like in the same place, you've grown, and like you can plant yourself on your own 2 feet as opposed to being in his presence and then floating in air.
It was funny because my boy, who I went out to see, I was like, yo, she just invited Brooklyn. He's coming. I was like, you remember Brooklyn? I dated him, remember? He's like, what? You're not trying to get back with that guy, are you? I was like, no. And then, like, when they met, like, he's like, I remember you. I was like, damn.
Wait, who said your boy?
My boy said that to him. He's like, I remember you. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. It must have been a long time ago. And I was like, I don't even remember them meeting shit. And he just gave me that look like, yo, you better not. I was like, I'm not. Chill the fuck out. Like, everyone knows. Like, but he was just like, he gave me like the face of like, I'll smack the shit out of you in the fucking sidewalk, chick. I was like, I know, I'm not doing anything. Calm down. I was like, it wasn't even my invite. And like, she went off and hung out with him, and I just stayed with my people. So I was just like, that was weird. So awkward.
Yeah, but you survived it.
I did. I didn't think I ever would.
You're on the other side.
I thought I was gonna like have a panic attack and hyperventilate and be like, I hated you. You were horrible to me.
Right.
But I was like, hey, what's up? How's life? And he was like, good. Survive. And he's like breathing. And I think I said, unfortunately, by accident. And I was just like, oh, that wasn't very nice. And like my friend, who is our mutual friend, she was like kind of like, oh my God, this is weird. I'm like, is she high? What's wrong with her? Why is she acting like that?
Right.
And then I was just trying to like play it like nonchalant. Like I was just kind of like,
she was probably high off senses because like she didn't think that you guys would ever meet again too, I guess.
And she's like, oh, I'm so happy you guys are here together. And I'm like, it's whatever.
Right.
We just kind of looked at each other like, I don't know what to say to you. And he didn't know what to say to me, and I didn't know what to say to him. So it was like, hey, how are you? And there was like no hug or anything. It was just like, what up? Right. Salute.
Yeah.
Give him the deuce. Said bye.
Very awkward.
It was terrible, but it was fine.
It was terrible.
No, it was fine. It was fine. I mean, that's just what kind of has to happen. That's what happens when you like reunite with somebody from your past. There's a lot of people who I could probably reunite with, and I'd just be like, yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Or I don't remember him. But like, he's just not one of those people.
Right.
So, and I think like I had to like mentally put up like blockers. Like I mentally like prepared myself for it because I knew it was coming. She was pushing.
Oh, that's true.
For the situation, she was like, "Oh, if we go to the city, maybe he'll just come around." I'm like, "Maybe you're planning this."
Well, yeah. Why would he randomly just?
But she just kind of like, she's our mutual friend, so she was like, "Yo, it sucks that like when we're here, we can't like all hang out together." And I'm like, "We don't need to all hang out together."
Yeah, like I'm hanging out with you.
Right.
So.
And my friend brought up like a really good point, and she was like, y'all were never all friends. She's like, you were his girlfriend and that was his friend. So for you to be pushed back into like a friend role, it's not like the three amigos.
Right.
Like you were his girl.
Yeah.
And she was his homegirl.
Right.
And she's like, so this is a new dynamic. It's not like a reuniting. And I was like, yeah, that's true. Like I really don't think I would have been able to go chill with them because I would have just been like, I don't know my place. My place is not as your home.
You'd be the third wheel.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh well, so whatever.
Yeah. All right, so let's get
Nothing
into.
exciting on your end.
No, not really. Well, I mean, this isn't really. Well, I'll bring it up anyway since it's something. Remember your time with Malaysia? I don't know if you ever. Yeah, no, you brought him up here.
Yeah, Malaysia,
Yeah,
yeah.
Malaysia. Yeah, I kind of have like my own Malaysia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Is it in Malaysia?
no, it's actually in Russia.
Really?
Yeah, it's totally like a pen pal thing. So it's pretty cool. But like,
With no Skyping yet?
no, just pen
It
pal.
makes the time go by, except the time difference gets like really frustrating.
But I don't think the way that she writes, I think she puts it through translator because it comes
Oh.
out kind of funky. But like, yeah, okay, let me go back. So like, I was on OkCupid and I
Did you
saw
tell her about the podcast?
no. So like so I was on OkCupid and then I saw this person who I thought lived near me. I was like, oh snap, this town is like 2 towns away from me. This is cool, and she seems pretty cute. Whatever, I'll just talk to her. So I talked to her, and she's like, oh hey, like don't talk to me on here. Here's my email. Talk to me here.
When
Oh.
they say hit me on WhatsApp, you're like, oh fuck.
No, it wasn't even that. I was like, okay, and already that was suspicious. I was like, so why are you here? You know, like I don't like that. And I've watched enough How to Catch a Predator to see what's going on.
Right.
But I was like, fine, let me just go along with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going, protecting myself, all that stuff. So I write to her, and she's like, oh, hi, my name is blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. And then she sends me a picture. I'm like, all right, cool. Boom, I got it. So I went, so
You Google image
I
it?
did what you did. Like when I looked for a website to Google reverse image, whatever,
Mhm.
and nothing could be found.
Right.
So I was like, oh snap, this is a genuine picture. So it's like,
Yo, it's really sad that that's what like the life is coming to right now.
I was like, all right, cool. And so I'm just talking to her. She's like, oh, hello, whatever. I'm very pleased to like meet your acquaintance and stuff like that. She used acquaintance, and I was like, okay, hey, what's up? And we just kept talking back and forth, and she's like, oh, she started telling me about like her like land and like
Her land.
and all this stuff.
Whoa.
I was like, whoa, like this is pretty cool. So yeah, we've just been like talking like pen pal stuff and like super innocent, but I'm still like keeping my
Options
s-
open.
no, not my options open, my sensors up.
Oh, your options? I don't know. Do you ever
Yeah.
ask her if she comes to America?
No, I haven't asked her that.
America? You want to come to America?
No, I haven't asked her that. But the thing is, she talked to her friend. She was like, "Oh, my friend is very skeptical about people on the internet, And so I was like, "Look, I was like, yo, I'm good. I'm not gonna ask you for money. I'm not gonna ask you to marry me. I'm not gonna ask you to come to the United States. You're good, and stuff like that." But I wanted to say those 3 specific things.
Right.
To be like, yo, I'm on to you. So she hasn't written back to me yet today, but the thing is, it's like, I don't know. I guess I'm her like first American, whatever, because
This
'cause
sounds
no-
like hostile.
no, because she'll write to me and she'll be like, oh my goodness, I opened my letter and I was so glad to read your words and all that stuff. Like she's like
Aw.
super like so I feel bad like if I'm busy and I don't like write to her like quickly because I haven't figured out the
Time
the time
difference.
difference and stuff. So sometimes
Alexa, what time is it in Russia? God damn.
all right.
Oh, it's Friday there already. It's between 11 a.m. and
Oh, so, okay.
12
So
a.m.
she might. I don't know. She might get it now. I don't know. I'm not sure.
yeah.
But yeah. So I
You gotta
so
find
I,
out what time zone she's in.
yeah. So I try to write to her as soon
Baby,
as.
what's your time zone?
Tell me what your interests are. Who you be with?
Right.
But yeah. So
Would you go to Russia? Let's say it progresses.
no. Why would-
Why? Get a
why would I go
passport.
to? No. So they can take my passport and I'm stuck there,
No.
and
you
then
watch
then I have
too
to work in the
many movies.
gulag. I'm good.
The gulag? What do you watch? Lifetime? What is that?
Bro, and then I gotta they initiate me for the Russian mob and stuff like that, and
Oh, that'd be hot.
I'm good. That'd be hot. I'm good, man.
Nostrovia.
No, oh, nice accent.
It's like Polish.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's how you really say that. Anyway, speaking of
So,
different countries,
speaking of different countries, but yeah, I mean that's about it. I mean it's cool. It's
That's
interesting.
cool.
Yeah.
let me
This
know
is cute.
what happens.
Yeah. Let me know what happens. Sure, I'll let you know what happens.
Keep me posted.
Yeah.
So religion and relationships.
Yeah.
This is bad business.
Well, don't say that. I don't say it's bad business. We just want to talk about it.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like sometimes it could be a problem.
Oh no, definitely.
Like not on our levels, but on other levels, like some like are really strict about dating outside of their religion.
Yes. And there's actually a term for it. It's called unequally yoked.
Is
And
that what that means?
yeah, I know what that means. What?
That's what that means, unequally yoked?
Yeah. It means that you guys are living two different like faiths or lifestyles,
Mm-hmm.
and that's prime for like damnation. There's even
Question number 1: would you convert for a woman if you were in love?
I almost did it with my ex, but first let's see what unequally yoked is. So it's from 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14. Please take out your Bibles. And it says, "Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness?" So,
Isn't Corinthians from the Catholic Bible?
oh, okay.
So they're saying you can date other religions?
No, you can't. You can't. I mean, you can't because they're
Oh.
they're too different. They're like, nah, you
I'm
can't
still
do
thinking about eggs.
it. What?
Unequally yoked.
Oh, eggs.
I'm like, this is getting serious.
Yeah. So pretty much, it's like, okay, take out the religion stuff. It's pretty much same values.
Right.
Because if you guys don't have the same values, you guys aren't going to work because you guys are going to completely clash a lot of times.
Right, but you can have the same values with a Muslim and be Christian.
You can. But
Like, I'm not saying they're like textbook Muslim, but they
right.
may just be like Muslim by like upbringing.
No, yeah, because I have a friend who's married to a Guyanese woman,
Mm-hmm.
and she's Muslim, and so their kid, their firstborn actually, he doesn't eat pork because of the mom. I feel sad for him. but the dad's fine with it. He's like, nah, you're not eating pork. I am though, but you're not. So but they've been fine, and they've been married for like 7 years.
Right.
So they're good. But religion wise, it's like, nah, like Catholic, Christian, whatever. This is pertaining to them, the Bible.
Right.
So they're saying like you can't have different religions because you're not following the same quote unquote rule book.
Gotcha.
So now to go to your question, would I convert? I almost did because I grew up Catholic. Okay.
Okay.
So from like age 5 to 14, I was Catholic. But then I went to a public school, still Catholic, but like I stopped practicing because I wasn't in Catholic school anymore. And I just grew up that way.
Were you baptized?
Yeah, I was baptized.
Did they
Confirmed.
exorcise the demons?
Baptized, confirmed, all that stuff. And then fast forward, and I met my ex, my ex-fiance, and she was Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I'm like, we started dating, and then she's like, oh, you're gonna have to like, well, not you're gonna have to, but like, like, do you ever think about like converting? I was like, converting to what? I was like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, like to Christianity. I was like, but I'm Catholic. She's like, yeah, but they're not the same. I was like, what are you talking about? We read from the same Bible. It's the same. I eat the same bread. Like we drink the same wine. What are you talking about?
Right.
That is different.
I still really don't know the difference.
But there is a difference.
It's like the books, right? I don't know. Whatever.
It's the books because Catholicism still reads from the Old Testament and Christianity reads from the New.
I got kicked out of religion class. So.
And also the biggest thing that I remember, because this was the first thing that she told me, was like Catholics view Mary as like Beyonce. It's like the Queen Bee. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yo, she's the one who brought us Jesus. Yay, awesome. The Christians are like, I mean, yeah, Mary's cool. But Jesus, so like they prop Jesus up like crazy. So I mean that's not the main difference. Obviously, there's other ones, but I'm like whatever. But
Then you're like, oh my god, whatever.
so like I almost did, but I almost did because when we finally found a church that was
Suitable.
good for the both of us, they would always hold baptism because you need to be reborn and stuff like that. And she was like, "Oh, why don't you do it?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'll wait." Like, I'll wait. No, I don't want to do it. And I never really did it because I was never really comfortable. Not that I wouldn't have done it for her, but I was like, but why? You know?
Right.
Like, why do I have to do that? She never really pushed it, but
It sounds like she pushed it.
no, she really didn't. But she didn't push it. But she was just like, I mean, like, because I was already attending the church. I was in
Right.
in their groups, you know. So I was in it, you know, but
Right.
I wasn't in it like official whatever. Her parents would always say that like, yeah, we're unequally yoked, like, so it's not gonna work. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, we're good, we're compatible, like we're compatible, like mentally, physically, sexually, like.
I don't think they wanted to know about that part.
I don't care. So like no, but we were, and I mean, obviously we didn't work out, but so they're probably super happy. But
Stupid.
but yeah, but I was just like, I don't get this freaking unequally yoked. Like if we're good together, that should be it.
Well, you have to understand it's not for every. Like, I don't feel like everybody feels that way. I think there's just certain people that do feel that way.
Well, the ones who really are sticklers for like.
Well, I don't think sticklers is a nice word.
No, I mean, it's not a bad word either. I mean,
No.
if they're gonna follow the book, which they did, like they followed, like wow, like her parents followed the book, and it's fine. You know, like that's what they wanted to do.
I haven't met anybody who followed any book like to a T. So
Yeah,
whatever with that.
yeah, but I mean, but it did affect our relationship definitely.
I too was raised Catholic. And then when I asked my mom why, she said, "Well, because that's what I thought I was supposed to do." I was like, "Okay, good job, Mom."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Your parenting skills, A plus." So I made my baptism, my confirmation, my penance, all that good stuff. And when I made my confirmation, the priest asked, like, "Oh, why do you want to make your confirmation, Jennifer? Tell me." And I was like, "Well, because I want to get married in a church." And that was probably true up until age like 20. And then I was like, I don't know about the church. You gotta give money to the church and get married there? Come on.
Do you really?
Yeah, you gotta give like donations.
You
You
mean
gotta give money. Yeah, you do.
wait? You mean tithe or like?
No, like you gotta like give them priest money.
Oh,
like,
to
like a couple $100s, I think, like
to-
5 or 3. Or
to
something.
do your wedding, to officiate
right,
your wedding.
To officiate the wedding.
Okay. Well, I mean,
So-
you gotta pay him. I mean, I thought it was. I don't know. For some reason, I thought it was like, what? You gotta do something, but.
So like after that, I was like, But not just that. I mean, I don't know. I never really asked my suitors like what their religion was before because it never really mattered. Like I didn't really go to church, even though I went to Catholic high school. I just went there because my mom thought like I'd get pregnant or something. She's so silly.
All right.
But like, I don't know. So I don't know. I just like never really asked, and like now that I'm older, like I dated somebody who was outside of my religion completely. Like he wasn't Christian or atheist, or he was Muslim. So I was like, oh, I know more now. So
Right.
what does this mean other than like you won't be making me bacon in the morning?
Right.
And he's just like, I was like, well, do you celebrate Christmas? Because like his one parent, well, both of his parents were Muslim, but his mom wasn't really raised Muslim. Like only his dad was.
Okay.
And his grandparents weren't Muslim. They were like Christian.
Okay.
So I was like, well, do you celebrate Christmas? He's like, we can exchange gifts. He's like, but I'm not like putting up a Christmas tree. Like you can, but I'm not helping. I said, what if we had kids? I was like, would you help the kids put up the tree? He's like, no. I was like, you're just moving down the list here. Like, and that was like my biggest thing. I was just like, you're not going to put up the fucking tree?
Right.
Like, I'm not asking you to put up baby Jesus in the manger.
Well, I mean, but it's a symbolic thing.
If you want to look at it like that.
Well, if you're from another religion, he is gonna look like that. Like,
I
would you
guess.
put? I don't know what they put on.
I mean,
But,
I'm
like,
not going to celebrate Ramadan and starve myself for days.
that's what I'm saying. That's what it is.
He's miserable during Ramadan.
But
Oh my God, was he miserable? But
yeah, but that's what I mean.
I mean, we didn't work for other reasons, but like,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like that was like a little. That was like the first time I dated like outside of my religion.
Right.
I mean, you talk to guys and they're like, "Oh, I'm Buddhist." I'm like, "Sure you are." Namaste. Or like most of the people who I've dated are like, I'm just atheist. Like I don't believe in anything.
Right.
And my brother's like that. Like my brother's like, I don't believe in anything. So I was kind of used to that, like not mortality, but like I never asked anyone to go to church with me or anything because I don't go, but I go with other people. Like I don't have a church that I belong to here, but I'll go with other people.
Yeah.
I'd like to go maybe sometimes. I
Yeah.
think it's a good idea.
I mean, I'm not opposed to really going back. If someone invited me, I would say no.
Really?
Yeah. Just right now, just because I still have like some bitterness towards it, just because it did affect my relationship a lot. Like you say, it really didn't affect yours. I mean, well, you guys broke up for other reasons, but like the religion thing was a big thing,
Right.
in our relationship. So like I'm still kind of like,
Do you really think it was
no.
a big thing, or do you really think that was like the vehicle that you used to like drive the breakup?
No, it was a big thing.
Okay.
Because it was a mixture of my position in her life and the parents' will in our relationship.
Right.
You know, because I don't know if I ever told you, but you know how you're supposed to ask the
father's
dad.
hand in marriage.
What?
Oh.
What'd you say?
Ask for the daughter's hand to the father in marriage.
Oh, I thought you said like, you know, you're supposed to ask for the 5% of the marriage. I was like, what? Like,
no, 5% is a whole different thing.
I was like, what are you talking about?
I dated a 5%er once for like 5 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even know what that means.
I
I was like,
thought he was a 5%.
I was like, did I lose percentage and I could have got money off this? But no, but no, but yeah. So it wasn't necessarily me asking the hand of marriage, because like one day we went to go eat, like me and my ex, we wanted to go have like Indian dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, yo, why don't you bring your parents? Because I want to see, I like, because I was like frustrated because this was like in our 4th year. And I was like, yo, I want to see what's up. And I want to see where his head is at with us. And she was like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. So we get there, we sit down. I'm nervous as all hell, even though I've seen him all the time, but this is different. You know, this is for a different reason. So we get there, we sit down, and then we order. This is my first time having Indian food, so I was like, I don't know what to order.
Chicken tikka masala all the time.
I don't even know what I got, to tell you the truth. I really don't remember. It was a long time ago. But we all ordered, and then so I'm like, okay, Mr. Such and Such. I was like, I've been dating your daughter for a while, and I just want to know what.
To be a fly on the wall.
I was like, how do you feel about me dating her? Because we've been dating for a while. And he was like, well, to tell you the truth, like, I kind of really didn't take your relationship serious. Like, I thought that she would, like, find somebody else and, like, move on, you know?
Damn.
And I'm like, okay. But, but how do you see us, though? Because I take care of her, I make her laugh and all that stuff. And he's like, okay. I've thought about this a lot, and he was like, I thought about this a lot, and I talked to God, and I just see that you aren't the person to lead my daughter in this life that you're trying to make. Mm-hmm. Like, you do not seem like a leader for her in this religious life. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, damn, you know, like, I mean, he's looking out for his daughter. But I'm just like, bro.
What did your fiance say, or girlfriend at the time?
No, she was just like, I mean, she was hearing him, and she kind of like agreed, because she always wanted a guy to like she always wanted a guy to like lead her, and
lead her where? To the promised land?
Well, no, okay.
Where is she trying to go?
All right, but think of it as like just without the religion. You know, like you want a man in your relationship to be the man. You know.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm an alpha female. So no diss. I
know.
I'm just saying I don't know about that because.
No. You know, like I'm not saying that like, yo, he needs to be the man of the house. I'm not talking about like that. Well, kind of like he needs to be the man of the house, but he needs to provide for her and all that stuff.
Right.
But bring back in the religion, the man needs to lead her in the right way to like righteousness and like values and stuff like that. And he didn't see that within me because even though I was going to church, whatever, he saw that like I wasn't that guy. And I was just like, man. And she always said too, because she said like, you know, it'd be really cool, you know, if we had like, I mean, like before our kids and stuff, like if it was just me and her, that maybe like every Tuesday or something, we'd have like, and or like Bible study and like read the Bible and talk to each other about what this verse means.
And you were like in love, so you were thinking that was a good idea, right?
I was like, oh, I can do that. I mean, because it's like, what? You know, I mean, because we discussed about things all the time. So it wasn't anything out of the realm of possibility.
Right.
But like later down the line, she almost made it seem like I was supposed to be like her home preacher or something like that. Or like I was supposed to be like that
Does she
dude.
want to be in a cult?
No, it wasn't bad like that.
Sounds culty.
No, but yeah, but the thing is, you have to see from their point of view, or at least go to like enough times to a church to see just the people around, and you'll get what I'm saying. Like,
I've been to church. I know that there's churches where you feel like really part of the community and really part of like the congregation.
Yeah.
And when the priest is not preaching out of the Bible per se, like, and then Job, and you're like, okay, I don't care about these people. Like, I like when they tell you like stories.
Anecdotes and stuff.
Yeah, like that, like draws me in. I'm
the
like,
sermon,
okay,
they spit that hot fire. The
right,
freestyle.
like that's why I kind of like Joe, whatever his name is. I don't really watch him, but when he's on, like,
Holstein.
I do take a few minutes to like listen to what he's saying.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, like, and it's kind of like the same when you go to like a yoga class. Or like, you know, like this is coming from your heart. That's your center. And you're like, oh, this feels so much better. Like, it kind of just gives you, like, some kind of, like, belonging to something, which I get.
Yeah.
And, like, obviously, prayer and stuff, like, help with, if you believe in it, like, it helps with, you know, general stress and anxiety.
It keeps you centered.
It does. It keeps you centered.
Yeah,
but,
yoga,
I mean,
prayer. Yeah.
Some rules are just not necessary. Like, no sex before marriage.
We'll get into that.
Like,
we will definitely get into that.
I think the Hasidic Jews do it, like, through a sheet.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
That's nasty.
No sheets.
No sheets.
Too hot for sheets. Shit.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was just devastated. I was just like, wow, like this guy doesn't believe, you know. But I was like, but I still believed in us. You know?
That's beautiful.
Yo, sarcasm.
Yeah, sorry.
No, but I did. But I totally did, and we still obviously went out, and I told my boy like, yo, I'm gonna marry this chick, and you know we did the whole ring thing. He helped me, not help me find a ring, like he helped me find a place to get the ring, and I picked it out all by myself. Blah blah blah. Proposed and everything. I did everything, and then she was like, wait. I mean, she said yes, and and then she was like, "Wait, did you tell my dad?" And I was like, "No."
Wait, but that's weird that you went through all that conversation with your dad, and you didn't ask him.
No. Because
you knew he'd say no.
Right.
Like, fuck what he says at this point.
Because I guess I stand by the like it's you. It's gonna be me and you.
Right.
That's what it's gonna be. Like, because I'll tell you right now, if we needed help from them or my parents, they're not going to help us because they're going to think, oh, no, well, you're adults now. You can do whatever you want. So, like, why am I going to dictate what you have to do, you know?
True.
So, I'm like...
I just think it would have meant something to her. Like, I personally...
I know. I understand.
I personally... would just be like, oh my god, please don't ask my dad. And I know like some guys will be like, I'm asking her dad, fuck that.
No.
But like I'd be like I don't think my dad would say no. My dad would probably like make a joke of it, and then he might cry or something. I don't know. I feel like he's getting up there, so.
Right.
But like
Yeah, no, but
I don't know. I just feel like maybe I don't know. Whatever. If you knew he was gonna say no, and you're like, fuck it, this ride or die, we're doing this.
No, but I called him right after. Then I was like, so can I marry like your daughter? And he was like, well, I know you're gonna do whatever you're gonna do anyway, so fine. That was like the blessing. And I was like, yo, like, cause I saw what we had, you know, and like, and he thinks that this was like a fad, and that's
Mm-hmm.
messed up to me. You know, I didn't
Right.
like waste my time in this relationship. I was so
Well, God
heated.
told him Martini, so I'm saying.
Well, yeah, I was so mad about that, and I know we talked about, I
Mm-hmm.
forget what episode, but how God messed me up because I thought everything was right, everything was aligning, you know, and I was like, all right, this is great, this is good.
I
And
don't know.
then, you know, like 3 months later, like she said no, and I was like, I mean, you know, she gave me the ring back and everything, and said no. I was like, my God, what the hell? But even before that, like it was just so weird because I still didn't feel like accepted. I was accepted by like her sister and her brother-in-law and her niece and nephew. They loved me. You know,
Mm.
like they absolutely loved me. So I was like, yo, I'm good, man. I don't need the freaking parents. but she always said that if it came down to it, she would, if it came down to me or God, she would pick God hands down, and
What?
she did. So.
Yo. God bless her. My story is not as exciting. I was dating someone
Mm-hmm.
other than the Muslim guy.
Right.
I was dating this guy who like I had dated back in the day, and then we kind of like rekindled and found each other.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very short-lived romance. I just say dating because I don't think he ever like told anyone I was his girlfriend. Even though like when people would ask him, he'd be like, "Jen knows." Like, no, Jen does not know.
Right.
But God, karma has gotten him now. So we were like dating for a while, and like we started sleeping together. They're like, okay, cool. Like we're taking this to the next level.
Yeah.
And then like one day, just like out of the blue, I was like, being flirty and cute. Like let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, nah, listen, I've been thinking. I want to like start like getting right with God, and I think we should wait. But then like that would be like one day or 2 days,
Yeah.
and then like later in the week he'd be like, God's not looking. Like that's not what he said, but like I was
Right.
just like, yo, what the hell? And then like that's kind of like I didn't stop dating him because we stopped sleeping together, but I was just kind of like, you're being super weird, like
Yeah.
because I don't really feel like it was a real reason. Like part of me always believed like maybe he was like cheating on me. But
Mm.
I don't think he had like the time or the energy to. But I don't know. It was just like God said.
Mm-hmm.
He used to say a lot of weird things. He's like, "There's bad juju in this apartment." There was though. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's where me and Brooklyn almost killed each other. Um, I only lived there for a year. It's bad business.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh well, then maybe you should have God come bless it. I don't know. I can't take stuff like that seriously. Like, look, if a man came to me and said, "Listen, I think we should go to church on the weekends," I'd be like, "Dude, let's do it." Like, absolutely. Whether it's his church or my church, like whether it's a Catholic church or whatever. But I have to say, there is some kind of like comfort in dating someone who's your own religion.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because even if you're both not like super followers, like you're not like, I need to be there, like you understand it.
Oh yeah.
So even if you have parents who are like, do this, do that, the Bible says, like, not that my parents are like that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you and he or she or whatever your deal is, you can kind of say whatever. But, like, I don't think, like, it's definitely a question on dating. Like, how important is religious to you? Like, on OkCupid, it's like,
Oh yeah.
like, very important, like, not that important.
Yeah.
Fun to think about.
Yeah.
Which is good because some people
Or
are like,
or laughing about it. Like that's what I have. It's not a question. It's a, well, there are questions, but there's also like
a
a thing
list.
on your profile
Right.
to say what religion you are and how do you feel about it.
Like, I think it'd be awesome to date somebody of like another religion, like Hindu or something, and have like a Hindu, like
Wedding.
like a interfaith wedding.
Right.
Dope.
Yeah. A friend of mine actually had that last year. It was pretty cool. She had 2 weddings.
I
Like,
saw. I have friends with her.
oh yeah, duh. Yeah,
That was really cool, and she
Yeah.
did like the henna and everything. It was
yeah,
awesome.
She had, she respected her husband's
Culture. And
culture,
religion.
and then then they had the pimped out regular ass wedding too.
Yeah.
It's like, so it was awesome. So that's cool.
I think that's cool too, but I definitely, it's kind of just like, it's different than interracial dating. I don't know if it holds the same weight or more weight or less weight. I haven't really put my finger on it.
I think, you know what it is? I think the religion thing or the interfaith thing can be akin to politics.
I guess I don't get it.
Well, no, because it's like it's that raw,
Right.
you know, because because they both stand for the same thing. What you believe in is what you believe in. You know,
Right.
somebody can be a Republican, somebody be a Democrat. Yeah, they could obviously get married and stuff like that, but you know that they have their views. So somebody can be Catholic or a Christian, somebody can be Jewish. Be like,
Right.
yo, you killed Jesus. No, we didn't. You know, like boom. But you guys can be together. I have a friend who's married to, he's Catholic and she's Jewish.
It would be interesting to have two people who are very serious about their relationship,
Yeah.
but interfaithly married
Okay.
to be on the show or something. Because I feel that like people who like interracially date don't. Not that they don't see color. That's not where I'm going with this. That they don't care about that stuff so much. Like they're just like, I know that I'm a different color than this person, but I love them and I'm dating them anyway. And I feel like with a religion, it will be like the same thing with some people. Like, okay, he's Jewish, you know, Mazel Tov, but
Yeah.
I'm Catholic, but we love each other, so we're gonna do this damn thing.
Well, yeah.
But then there's like some Jewish people who are definitely only gonna date Jewish people. They got J date. They don't got Catholic date for me.
Christian mingle.
Yeah, but are there Catholics on there? Because
Yeah.
apparently it's different.
Oh.
And I didn't even know.
Right.
They'll be like, what kind of Christian are you? I'm like, the Roman Catholic kind, bitch. I'm Italian. And then they'll be like, no, thank you.
Right.
You read from the Old Testament, loser.
But my friend, the one that I was talking about, yeah, he's Catholic, she's Jewish. They both have 2 kids, and they don't really raise them to not know religion, but they do everything. You know, oh, it's Christmas, boom, Christmas tree. Oh, it's Hanukkah, yo, break out the menorah. You know, they do everything because
They
that's
probably
what
sing the song too.
probably they spin the dreidel and all that stuff. You know, so they don't want to
And that's the way it
exclude
should. That's
anything.
the way it should be. If
Yeah.
you're like it, I really believe that. Same thing with like, you know, like different people who like date from different cultures. You should like teach your children
Mm-hmm.
whatever culture they came from, or a little bit about everything, and that's what makes the world awesome.
Mm-hmm.
There was this girl last night who was spitting poetry. She was African American, and then she was like kind of just talking about how like people talk shit about her, and she's like, and then on top of it all, I'm Jewish, and everyone was like, oh. I'm like, are y'all really that shocked? Stop.
Stop. Well, I mean, it's a rarity because it's like, not that it doesn't flow, but it's
Sammy
not
Davis
common.
Jr., Lenny
One,
Kravitz.
2, out of how many, not regular, but commonly known Jewish people like Sarah Silverman, Adam Sandler, blah blah. You're like, oh, okay, that's cool, but then you're like, whoa, what? You know, because
I don't really know anything about the Judaism type
Mhm.
religion.
right.
Be interesting. Now I want to take religion classes. I don't know.
just do Wikipedia, you're fine.
Sure.
But yeah.
So what is this sexual energies thing?
Oh, well, getting into what you were talking about, because there's a big thing about religion, like you said before, was about sex before marriage. Is it cool? Is it not? And of course, they're like, no, you shouldn't do that. That's wrong. But other people have done it, and other people have done it and then have gotten reborn and then stayed celibate. So there's this article talking about why they even want you to prevent having like sex, because it's sex is very powerful. But my question, before I read this, my question to you is, how do you feel about sex before marriage?
I've already had sex in my lifetime,
Right.
but if I met somebody new
Mm-hmm.
and was like, I think we should not have sex before we get married, like, one, I'd have to know that it's like leading to marriage. I mean,
Yeah, but how would you know that? Like,
I mean, at this day and age, I mean, first of all, any guy who would say that, like, and who was like dead ass serious about it,
mm-hmm.
I think that they're serious about dating and not about just dating to fuck or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So you would assume that, one, they're serious about it.
Yeah.
I think that I would be concerned about it, but I like want to know like what our limitations are, because there are other things that you can do. I mean,
Yeah, but then does that count? I mean, aren't you betraying the thing. Sex isn't just sexual intercourse. We learned that from Bill Clinton.
Yeah, but I mean, still, there are other things to do.
Mm-hmm.
If that, whatever it is, the thing is that people make up their own rules. Like, I'm not gonna like be de-virginized.
Right.
My virgin stuff isn't coming back.
Right, but you could be celibate, just like you said. You could be with a new person and be like, yo, nah, we're not doing this.
Like, if he's done it and I've done it, we both have needs at some point.
Yeah.
And I mean, no, I guess it would just depend.
Right.
Like how gun ho he was about it.
Right.
And like it just depends on like where I was with that person.
Yeah.
If I was like head over heels, I was like, oh my god, I'll do anything. I'm just, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get married like in the next 6 months because I don't know. I can wait. Please. No, I don't know. I really don't know. We had a friend who was like waiting for marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't make it. But like, I don't think she did that with the next guy though.
Right.
I think for the next guy, she was kind of just like, F this shit. 'Cause I don't think it was her idea. I think it was his idea.
Right.
Who knows? Either way, I don't know. Could you do it?
No.
You're just greedy.
I'm not greedy. It's just that, like, for me, okay, for one, I respect the people who are both like virgins and they're holding it down.
Right.
That's cool.
Promise rings.
Well, okay, fine if you want to do that.
Celibacy rings.
But that's cool. What I don't like is that you did it and now you're like, nah, I'm good. Just like your boy did to you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like that.
But we did it together. It would be different if he came into the dating relationship and was like, yo, I really like you, but I just think I should tell you before that I'm waiting for marriage.
That's different.
Right.
But I'm
Then I
saying
have
you
the
guys
option
were
to
already
be like,
doing it.
tap out.
Yeah, you guys were already doing it, and then he's like, nah, I'm good. I don't like that. Because that's happened to me. And I don't like that feeling. Because for me, sex is important to me. It's not so much that I'm greedy. It's just so much I don't like to stifle emotion. Okay? Like, I want to
You
go.
don't have other ways to show your emotion?
Absolutely. But
You manage
again,
your penises.
no, but again, you're stifling my love for you.
You don't have other ways to show your love?
Absolutely, I do.
But that's your favorite way because
No.
you're a man and you have a penis.
No, again, you're stifling my love for you. I don't like that. I have to.
God would say otherwise. I'm just playing devil's advocate
That's fine.
for God.
But for God. Well, he won. Trust me.
Get over it. Pronto.
No, but no, I'm serious, and I know, just like you rolling your eyes, there's women who are listening here rolling their eyes too, like, oh yeah, he's talking with his penis right now. But no, I remember when I would go out with my ex-fiance and we'd go to a wedding and we see everybody dancing and stuff like that. We would dance, we would be in the motion, we would see either her friend or my friend be in love because they found each other, they found their best friend and stuff. And then when you go to a wedding that everybody feels that, and then you're like, damn, and you're looking at your girl like, yo, I freaking love you, man. And then like we would be so angry because we would leave, we would have such a great time, and then we would leave, but then we couldn't explore that anymore. Like, it was like the night was done and the energy was done.
Sex?
Of course she would, but it was just like, we can't. And then it was like, okay. It was so horrible, It was just like, it was so bad. I was like, come on, man, like, this is stupid. But
Did you guys fight about it?
Yeah, we fought about it. But I mean, we did have sex. We had sex a couple times.
Wait, a couple times in 4 years?
Yeah, a couple times in 4 years. And we would feel, oh no, not we.
Why you're so angry.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
release. She would feel guilty about it, and I would feel bad by making her that she felt bad.
Right.
But I'm like, yo, babe, like, we love each other. Like, I want to marry you. Like, I'm thinking about marrying you, even though I already have the ring. And I'm like, come on, like, I don't get it. And even this was the worst part. Even when she was engaged, okay? So let's say I go to her house. Oh, and by the way, her parents, strict rules. They wouldn't want a boy inside the house while they weren't at home. This chick was my age. Okay?
This just sounds worse and worse.
So that's that.
I don't like her.
And she didn't. That wasn't her rule.
Yeah, but like if that was me, I'd be like rebel without a cause.
Well, yeah. So there was that. But even when she was engaged, okay, like it would be me and her on a couch in the living room, okay, and we would be beside each other, and all I wanted to do was put my hand around her, like movie theater style, like, do the freaking movie thing, and that's it. But then she'd be mad scared. I mean, the parents were obviously like in the other room, whatever. But she'd be scared. She'd be like, "Martini, what are you doing?" I'm like, "We're engaged," and then she'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're right." Like it was so ingrained in her head. Like they ingrained that lifestyle in her head, like don't touch me, whatever. I'm like, yo, you're about to be my wife, like, and I can't even hug you for real. Like this is stupid. So like, obviously now you can see where I'm coming from with the freaking like sex thing. It's not that I was like a horn dog. It's just like, yo, I want to like go all the way with you. Like when we feel it, like that's what I'm not saying we needed to have it like every day, but like if we had like a great time, or like let's say if we went on vacation with each other, or we went to the beach. And so we had an amazing day, and we don't want the love to stop. We cap it off with literal climax. Why can't I do that?
I don't know.
Like that's the thing. Like it was horrible. It really was.
Bad business.
Bad business. But yeah, this is about sexual
It just
energies.
makes me feel sad about sex right now.
This article is about sexual energies. And it's from Black Liberation's Love and Unity. And it says, ever wonder why they call it sexual intercourse? It's an internal course that unites man and woman, mind with mind, spirit with spirit, or energy with energy. This is something that a condom can't protect you against, because energy is behind the elements of all flesh. There is no such thing as casual sex or friends with benefits. No, I don't think so. Intimate activity intricately entwines the energies between two people. Sex creates a powerful exchange of sexual energy between those involved. These connections, imprints, and debris are left upon the mind, soul, and spirit for a long time because they are not easily purged or cleansed. And it's true. Well, for me anyway. You remember that shit, like
Absolutely.
whether it was good or bad, like you remember it. So I don't know.
I couldn't necessarily.
And so for me, and this is gonna sound bad, but like when I go to like OkCupid and I'm looking at people, like I automatically go to the religion thing and see what it says. Like it's a mixture of what I've experienced and what you want, because you say you want somebody with the same faith. Like I said, I
don't care.
I mean, well, no, well, you said it's comforting. I'm sorry.
I'm just saying personally, it's somewhat comforting, but at the end of the day, I don't care.
Right. I mean, for me, I guess it's definitely comforting. So like, I'll look at their religion, whatever, and let's say like it's Catholic. If it's like it's Catholic and it's important, I'm like, nope, because that means we ain't having sex. And like I don't. I'm like, nope, I shut it down, because I'm not going through what I went through again. You
don't know that's what it is. Maybe she just wants to get married in a church.
And that's fine. I can get married in church too, but nah, she might like cross those legs. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Y'all dudes are crazy.
No, we're not. But anyway, there are pros and cons to waiting, and I looked at a lot of articles for this, but I didn't want to put too much. I just combined a lot of the pros from a lot of the articles, and some of them say one pro is saying protects you from being attached before you say I do. And that's true, because like sometimes you have sex with a person before you think you're ready for it, and then like you're attached. You can't even like leave the relationship because you're like, oh, this person's horrible, but yo, that sex though. And you just stay. Yeah, so it's like, oh, damn it. And there's another one that says sex before marriage is incomparable with sex within marriage. Now, obviously, I have not been married, but I hear that married sex is awesome, which is weird because I see a lot of articles about sexless marriages. But hey, whatever.
Maybe because like it depends on like if you're being protected or not protected. Because like once you're married, a lot of people are like no condoms, no holds barred, let's go. I mean, some people who aren't married do that too.
Yeah.
But maybe that's like the aspect they're taking.
Could be.
Or maybe because it's like now this person is like officially all yours, and if you marry somebody, you're like 100% comfortable with them, and you're like, you know what I like.
Right.
Get those handcuffs.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Also, another pro is your relationship will be built on a love that is real, substantial, and stable. The period of waiting for sex teaches you how to control your lust, and you're fighting for and earning amazing sex for your future marriage. So, I mean, those are pretty good
I guess.
reasons. I guess. I mean, whatever. Yeah, because
Do what makes you happy, or don't
right.
do what makes you happy if God says not to.
If that's what you believe, yeah.
If that's what you believe.
Yeah.
I wonder what Buddha says about sex.
That's
Alexa, what does Buddha say about sex?
I can't find the answer to the question I heard.
Yeah, me neither. She can't find the answer. And I'm too tired to look it up.
Yeah, that's funny.
We're just gonna use Alexa on the show from now on because she's only like a one-trick pony.
But I don't think they can hear though.
I'll have to put her up ladder.
But
Alexa's gonna get her own mic.
but yeah, Alexa's gonna get her own Michael. She heard us. But yeah, your relationship will be built on a love that's real, stable, and substantial. I can see that because your relationship is not based on sex. Because I know sometimes when
But what if the sex is terrible?
What do you mean? You could
What if there's like
teach?
No.
So you think you can't teach a bad sex person good sex?
No.
Really?
No. Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
But he's not old though.
What if it's the size of the boat, not the motion in the ocean?
Well, that's true. But yeah, but you could. Well, okay. But there's
No.
What, you can't use toys. That's not allowed.
I guess. I mean, what does God say?
God says not to do it. That's what he says.
What would Jesus do?
Not do
I
it.
hope I'm not offending anyone's religious beliefs. I'm just completely like joking around with everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Exactly. Like we're not really one or the other. I mean, I guess we kind of are, but we're not like making fun of like your religion, whatever. Like I said before,
Krishna do?
whatever you want to do, and whatever you are doing, you can do. Go right ahead, But yeah, but me personally, yeah, I can't wait. But there is one. I said a lot of pros, but there's one con of waiting that
only one con,
because this was an amazing con. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm gonna summarize it, but I read this story to myself, and it was, it's everything that I was saying about waiting for sex for marriage, and it's freaking crazy. But the title is called "It Happened to Me." I waited until my wedding night to lose my virginity, and I wish I hadn't. So basically, this woman, she was the age of 10, and she took a pledge to a church. She took a pledge at her church, alongside everybody, saying that like I'm gonna remain a virgin until marriage. And she was only 10. She was 10 and she made this vow. Okay?
She knew what sex was at 10. I was playing with My Little Pony.
And she said for more than a decade, she held the virginity like a badge of honor. She was like, boom, I'm going to be the mascot for this. And her church was like all clapping like, yeah, that's what you do. Like, you're awesome. And people would come up to her like, how you doing? How you keeping up? Like, oh, I'm good. I'm fine. And, she had it through all her teenage years, and it became her identity. So then she met her boyfriend, who is now her husband, and she told him right off the bat, like, look, I'm saving myself for marriage. So if you want to skip out, go right ahead. He's like, no, I respect that for you, and I actually love you for that. So I'm staying. I'm staying with you. He's like, all right, cool. So the weeks before the wedding, people were still congratulating her on her virginity because she was like in her 20s or whatever, and people were saying like, how in the world did you manage, and how in the world did you manage? And other people were just like, downright disgusting with it. And they said, hey, I bet you're going to have one busy wedding night. She was like, what the hell? So she was like, that's pretty disgusting. So it was her wedding night. She was with her, and she was now with her husband, and she did it. She held on to it for 10 years. I mean, not for 10 years. Since she was 10 years, and she was like, I made it. I'm a good Christian. But then she was like, there's no chorus. There was no chorus of angels. No shining light from heaven. It was just me, my husband, in a dark room, fumbling with a condom and a bottle of lube for the first time.
Why a condom? Oh, no babies. Yeah,
No what?
no babies.
Well, not yet, I guess.
I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
go on the pill. Or does
No,
God say
that's.
not to do
I
that
think
either?
I think that's bad too. No.
Oh, Jesus.
So she says when they got home, she couldn't look anybody in the eye because everybody knew that her virginity was gone. Obviously,
I think I've read this article before, actually.
I think you did because I sent it to everybody that I knew.
Okay.
She was like, her parents, her church, her friends, her coworkers, they all knew I was soiled and tarnished. I wasn't special anymore. My virginity had become such an essential part of my personality that I didn't know who I was without it.
What a narcissist.
And really, you think so?
Me.
It's not me. It's society that did that to her.
Yeah, but who cares what people think about you?
Well, there goes church for you. And she says it didn't get any better because she stopped undressing in front of her husband. She tried not to kiss him and not to get him too aroused because she was like, well, what if he wants sex? Because then she started hating sex because of it because she felt so disgusted by it. And she would cry herself to sleep at night. And
That's pitiful.
then she was like, where was this blessed marriage that I was promised? And that's where I stop right there because the article is much longer than that. And it just I feel so bad because she did what she was supposed to do and she was freaking miserable. And I feel so bad for her. I mean, she's good now because she said that she doesn't go to church anymore and now she has sex because she loves her husband as opposed to, I'm supposed to fill my husband's needs because that's what I'm supposed to do because I'm a good Christian girl.
Oh, boy.
But I'm just like, damn, man, like all that, like just all that, like you better be on the straight and narrow. Don't have sex. And just like you said, I skipped that part, but she said that like she doesn't know when she was with her husband, not during wedding night when they were still boyfriend girlfriend, like what's legal, like can he not touch my boob, can I not undress in front of him, can he like whatever, like finger me and stuff like that, like I don't know what to do. So like they never really do anything.
What if she finds out he's like a raging freak now?
Well, wouldn't they have to be since all that pent up like
No, I mean people can just have sex a lot, or people can just be like, Christian Grey about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what?
I didn't know that about you. But I don't know. I mean, I mean, they're still together. Well, they're still together at the time of this
Article.
So
Well, look, if you're going to wait. If you don't want to wait, don't wait. But just always do what you want to do.
Right. And I suggest, yes, definitely talk about it, because if you're going to like switch it up and be like, look, we need to calm down, slow down, and like not do this anymore, I beg of you, please have a long sit down talk to see.
Martini's greedy, sorry.
No, to see.
You're allowed to change your mind.
You can absolutely change your mind, but that doesn't mean that the guy or girl needs to follow along. I'm just saying you need to sit
if
down.
I lose you because I decide I don't want to have sex anymore, you can go fuck off.
But that's what I'm saying.
Ladies, and pay attention.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't, sex should never keep somebody.
What?
Sex should never keep somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, you shouldn't just I can't lose him or her, so I have to have sex with them. Like that.
No,
I don't agree with.
No, absolutely
I don't
not.
like when sex is used as I don't like when it's used as a reward, and I don't like when it's used as a punishment, or it's like I've done something bad because I'm not giving you what you want. Fuck off.
Yeah. Like no, I'm not saying that. If that's coming, if that's what you're getting from what I'm saying, I'm sorry. That is not what I'm saying.
I'm just saying in general.
But I'm saying you guys need to have a sit down talk and really talk about it, because it is going to change the dynamic of your relationship. Trust me. I'm not saying that it's going to be bad or good. All I'm saying is you used to do something and now you're not. It's going to change the dynamic of your relationship. So you need to sit down and see how you're going to go forth with this. because it is going to be a bumpy ride. I put God on it. It
Oh my
really
goodness.
is. What happened?
I said, oh my goodness. Are we at the meme?
Yes. Oh, so yes, we are at the meme of the day. Yes.
Marriage. It's a comic book cover, the meme, and it says atheist romance, and the guy is leaning into the girl, trying to kiss her, and she has his hand over his mouth, and he says, when will I ever find a good atheist girl? And she wrote, how can I tell him I don't believe in God? So he thinks that she's like being all good and Catholic or Christian, I guess. That's what I'm getting from it. And she's like, oh shit, I don't believe in God. Maybe I should tell him. I don't know.
So miscommunication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only real interesting meme I could find. Everything else was just like, I found him on JDate.
I found him on JDate. I actually have a friend who found his wife on JDate, and they've been together for like 5-6 years.
Go JDate.
Yeah, it works. But yeah, so I don't know if there's necessarily a moral of the story, but communication, man. If you want to hold on to it, you tell that person from the beginning.
Right. Just say no.
Sure. If you guys are still bumping in the night, and you don't want to wait, by all means keep going.
Head tie.
If you want, that's all good too. But like I said before, if you're going to switch the script, sit down, have them listen to this podcast.
He's very adamant about this.
Have them listen to this. I'm telling you, I'm trying to help people.
I had a bad experience.
I'm trying to help people. So have them listen to this podcast. Then you guys can talk about what's going on, and see how you're gonna go about with this. Because, yeah, I don't even.
This episode was not about sex. This episode was just about religion.
Hey, yeah, and what it can do about sex.
Oh my God. Anyway, thank you for listening.
Trying to stop my flow. Anyway, yes.
Because he's getting on his pedestal now. I'm trying to save the listeners from your preaching.
Nah, good job. All right, guys, we are out of here. Thanks for listening. Catch you guys next time.
Peace.